On the train, Einar sat with eager anticipation. He was finally getting the chance to become his true self. Meanwhile, his wife stood on the platform, holding back tears, knowing she was sending off the man she had loved her whole life. But it was because she loved him that she had to let him go. That quiet, smiling farewell, full of sorrow and restraint, revealed a selfless love that deeply moved me. Einar and Gerda were a devoted couple, both painters. Einar gained fame for his landscapes of their homeland, but Gerda's portraits were largely ignored. Her painted figures lacked soul and character until one day, the model she had arranged canceled last minute. Desperate, Gerda asked Einar to pose as a female model. As always, Einar gently agreed to all her unreasonable requests, slipping into women's stockings and high heels. But Gerda still wasn't satisfied.
You need to see how the camera...
No, Gerda, I'm not putting it on.
Well, I haven't asked you to.
That one time trying on women's clothes changed Einar's life forever. As her hand brushed against the skirt and stockings, a hidden memory stirred within him. He glanced down at his smooth, hairless legs, lips trembling with excitement and anxiety. As he gently touched the delicate hem of the skirt, the model who had canceled suddenly arrived.
Well, hello there. Oh, don't worry, my darling.
Seeing Einar's new look, she playfully gave him a name, Lili. The moment that name was spoken, it felt like Einar had gained a new identity. He no longer feared embracing his femininity. That night, looking at the new nightgown Gerda had bought, he no longer hid his fondness.
It's pretty.
Might let you borrow it.
I might enjoy that.
What started as a playful couples game took a sharp turn the next day. Gerda embraced Einar from behind, only to discover he was wearing her silk nightgown under his shirt. Seeing his pale, slender body, Gerda was struck by desire and kissed him with unexpected aggression. The fluidity of gender sparked a burst of inspiration in her. It was the first time she sensed a soul behind her model. Einar looked at Gerda's painting of him, now filled with feminine beauty, and felt both joy and fear.
These are good, Gerda.
You think?
Her approval encouraged Gerda to play even more. She applied foundation to his face and bold lipstick to his lips, but she was clumsy, smudging the lipstick and messing up the eyeliner. Einar took over, skillfully applying makeup himself just as he had so many times wiped lipstick off Gerda's mouth, or picked up her tossed clothes. Gerda had never noticed his patience and gentleness until now. As he finished his makeup, she found him stunningly beautiful and excitedly asked him to model again. This time, Einar was bolder.
Lot.
It's your fault. You excite me.
Don't make her a slut.
It's your fault. You excite her.
Why, Miss Lily? You are forward.
You have no idea.
This gender transformation brought Gerda joy and endless inspiration. To make things more fun, she even began teaching him how to walk like a woman. As a naturally gifted learner, Einar mastered shopping manners and walking posture after just one demonstration. Gerda picked out a fitting wig and a pair of large-sized heels for him. Fully dressed as a woman, they attended a party together as sisters. Lili, appearing in public for the first time.
It's Lily. That's right. Einar's cousin from Violet.
Immediately felt the weight of others' gazes. She blinked shyly and lowered her head, delicate as a flower or a butterfly struggling against the wind, untouchable.
People are looking.
Well, you're a pretty girl. You'll have to get used to it.
Needing permission even to be kissed, Lili sat quietly by the wall, carefully observing and mimicking every woman in the room, until a man named Henrik approached and sat beside her.
Are you a reporter? Poetess?
Fearing that her masculine voice would give her away, Lili quickly fled to the hallway, but Henrik followed, pretending not to notice her true identity, showering her with praise. He admired her classical beauty and even asked if he could kiss her. Lili awkwardly made up an excuse to say no.
He might be waiting for us and he wouldn't like this.
Wouldn't he?
No.
Lily. Lily.
With every Lili Henrik called her, Einar's male persona faded further away, but fate intervened. Gerda witnessed them kissing. Before she could react, Lili suddenly got a nosebleed. Moved with compassion, Gerda helped her up and quickly left. ignoring the stares of the crowd.
This is absurd. We need to stop.
I am going to try.
You need to stop, Einar.
Gerda didn't want to lose her husband, but as she painted Lili again, she couldn't resist sketching a full nude from imagination. To her surprise, the editor praised the work highly for the first time.
The model,
Einar's cousin.
the resemblances. Are there others? These are different.
A series back at the studio.
For these, I don't know, there may be a market.
You're taking them.
Well, yes.
Elated, Gerda returned home only to find Einar dressed in women's clothes, quietly crying at the dinner table.
Are you all right?
The more Einar tried to suppress Lili, the more violently she resisted from within. He stared at his reflection in the mirror, disgusted by every masculine trait. The more he tried to hide them, the more obvious they became. He dressed as Lili and went to meet Henrik again, believing Henrik was the only one who accepted his female identity. But in a moment of passion, Henrik accidentally called him Einar. Lili was devastated. She was a woman, but Henrik only loved the man she used to be. When Gerda found out Einar had been secretly seeing Henrik, her heart broke. Realizing how much he had hurt her, Einar quickly changed back into men's clothes and assured her that she was the only one he loved. He just couldn't control the Lili inside him. Lili had existed since his teenage years. He once fell in love with a childhood friend, who even kissed him back, but his father beat them severely, forcing him to hide Lili for over 20 years. Before Gerda could process it all, Einar suddenly collapsed. Shaking uncontrollably, she rushed him to the hospital, where he finally voiced his confusion about his gender, but the doctor harshly diagnosed him with a hormonal disorder. He was strapped to a table and subjected to radiation therapy to kill Lili. The treatment did nothing but weaken his body. The doctor angrily told Gerda, "Your husband is insane. If he's not locked up, he'll only get worse." At that moment, Gerda's career was soaring. Her portraits of Lili were selling out, and an art dealer offered her a solo show in Paris. She took this chance to bring Einar to the more open and accepting city. Lili, as her muse, became even more beloved, seeing so many people embrace her female identity. Lili felt emboldened. Gerda, overjoyed, tried to celebrate physically, but Einar's male persona had nearly vanished. He could no longer tolerate intimacy with a woman. In a desperate attempt to reconnect with his masculinity, Einar visited Paris's red light district, but even with a naked woman before him, he felt nothing, only curiosity, a desire to learn. Gerda, feeling helpless, reached out to Einar's childhood friend Hans, the one who first awakened Lili. By now, Hans was already a renowned art collector.
You're right. You're right, I remember. We were fooling in the kitchen and he was wearing his grandmother's apron. You know, little boys playing around. He just looked so pretty and I had to kiss him. So yes, I kissed Einar. Next thing I know, his father's chasing me out.
And coincidentally, Einar's landscape paintings were quite famous too, so Gerda arranged a meeting between Einar and Hans under the pretense of selling artwork. A shy smile flashed across Einar's face. He didn't refuse the meeting, but when Hans arrived, Einar appeared as Lili. To avoid embarrassment, Gerda introduced her as Einar's cousin, Lili. Every glance Lili cast toward Hans sparkled with affection, his bashful joy like a young girl's first love. Of course, Hans recognized Lili immediately, but he didn't expose his. He calmly chatted with his as if nothing had changed. But that wasn't the result Gerda had hoped for. She wanted Einar to return to being a man and start painting again. However, Lili immediately shut down the topic of painting. He didn't want his first love Hans to know she was actually Einar in disguise. It would be too humiliating. But he also didn't know how to truly become a woman. Through tears, he begged Gerda to let her wear women's nightgowns to sleep. Gerda furiously rejected the request.
It's when I dream.
They're Lily's dreams.
That moment was the first time Gerda truly understood her husband's pain and struggle, so she finally allowed Lili to sleep in women's clothing, signaling her silent acceptance of Einar's transformation into Lili. With this newfound freedom, Lili no longer wore a frown.
Your dress.
And this is for you.
Ever since becoming Lili, Einar had stopped painting altogether. The financial burden fell entirely on Gerda. To help support them, Lili offered to model for Gerda, becoming a constant source of artistic inspiration. Their portraits became highly sought after, and Gerda quickly rose to fame. Hans, who came to see the exhibition, couldn't help but express his affection for Gerda. He believed Gerda's husband was already gone, but Gerda didn't see it that way.
I'm still Einar's wife.
Though she firmly rejected Hans, Gerda was deeply conflicted. Even though she knew her husband had become Lili, she still wanted to share her joy of success with Einar.
Playing that stupid game.
Please, Gerda.
You should have been there.
Don't you think this is a game? How could I? Look at me.
Not everything is about you. I need to see Einar.
Let me help, please.
I need my husband. Can you get him?
I can't.
I need to talk to my husband. I need to hold my husband. Can't you just get him? Can you at least try?
I'm sorry.
Two people who deeply loved each other but were divided by gender had entered a dead end with no way back. Lili was the first to retreat. He removed all his makeup, but even when he looked like Einar again, her soul could no longer return to being a man. To seek answers, Lili dressed androgynously and went to the Paris library to research. When he found literature about gender reassignment surgery, her eyes lit up, but soon after, she was brutally beaten by passers-by because of her gender-bending appearance. At that time, there was no concept of being transgender. People with gender identity issues were all labeled as schizophrenic. To avoid worrying Gerda, the injured Lili visited Hans while pretending to be Einar.
Every morning, I promise myself that I will spend the entire day as Einar. But there's so little of Einar left.
You think these things because you're exhausted.
Sometimes I think about killing Einar. But it's only the thought that I'd be killing Lili too that stops me.
To help his friend, Hans consulted several doctors. Some believed Einar's schizophrenia required a lobotomy. Others said he should be locked in a mental institution before they could take him away by force. Einar managed to escape. For the first time, faced with the world's rejection, Einar began to doubt himself. Seeing Einar's suffering, Gerda blamed herself. She believed her art had destroyed him. On a friend's recommendation, Gerda took Einar to a German doctor. Einar firmly declared that his body and soul did not match.
And I believe it too.
The German doctor wasn't shocked at all. Instead, he proposed a solution: gender reassignment surgery. The procedure would be done in 2 stages. First, the removal of male organs. Second, the implantation of female ones. But this surgery had never been performed before. It was irreversible and extremely risky. Einar kissed Gerda one last time as her husband. Holding back tears, Gerda said goodbye, personally sending the one she loved most on his journey. She forced a smile of blessing, but where Einar couldn't see, she shed the sorrowful tears of a woman who still loved her husband. Upon arriving in Germany, Einar took one last look at the identity he had faked for 20 years. Then he walked resolutely toward his new life. Though he insisted on facing the surgery alone, Gerda couldn't stop herself from following him. Feverish and in great pain, Lili instantly calmed down when she saw Gerda. With Gerda by her side, Lili survived the dangerous post-op period.
You've always sketched me better than I was. But what you draw, I become. You made me beautiful. And now you're making me strong.
Back in Denmark, Lili no longer painted. She worked at a department store as a saleswoman, fully embracing her new identity. But Gerda began having nightmares. She dreamt of Lili getting married, starting a new family, and drifting farther and farther away. Lili admitted she did want to get married. To become a real woman, she believed she needed to have her own child. Trying to keep Lili close, Gerda encouraged her to paint the landscapes of her hometown again. Lili finally exploded. She begged Gerda to accept reality. This change was irreversible. Lili's words broke Gerda's heart. She was the one who had awakened Lili, who had transformed her husband. But now she couldn't accept that change. She still loved the man her husband once was. No matter how he changed, her love never did. Soon, Lili scheduled the second surgery. Gerda strongly opposed it once again, though she spoke in the tone of a wife.
You're not strong enough.
Professor Vaughnacross thinks that I am.
Vaughnacross. Thorncross hasn't seen you.
I made up my mind, good.
It could kill you.
I'm going on Friday. Will you come with me?
I won't help you to hurt yourself.
This time Lily heard genuine care and love in her voice. Before the surgery, Gerda came anyway. When you truly love someone, you can't let them face danger alone. Unfortunately, this time fate did not favor Lily. She suffered severe complications, massive bleeding and a raging fever. Gerda stayed by her side all night. The next day, Lily finally awoke, pale as a ghost. Perhaps sensing her time was short, Lily insisted on seeing the Elbe River from the garden.
You mustn't worry about me anymore, Gerda.
It's an old habit. I'm slow to change.
How have I ever deserved such love?
Lily.
I dreamed that I was a baby in my mother's arms, and she called me Lily.
After Lily's death, Gerda and Hans traveled to her childhood home in the Einar marshlands. There, she finally saw the 5 trees Einar once painted. Amidst the breathtaking landscape, the scarf Lily had given her was blown into the sky by the wind. Hans tried to retrieve it, but Gerda stopped him. She said, "Let it go, let it fly," because she saw Lily, free at last, soaring above her hometown sky, unbound by the world. Lily had finally become herself, even at the cost of her life. In that moment, Gerda was no longer grieving the loss of her husband. They were both finally free. I'm a movie enthusiast. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.